King of the Road Productions proudly presents a Legends and Rising Singer-Songwriters edition of the Jim King of the TV show, Southeast Texas Style. During this action-packed half hour, we'll feature our exclusive interview with Lone Star State legend Ray Wylie Hubbard.
A couple decades later, we still have we have a whole new generation of guys that were affected by your trailblazing back in the early 70s.
I suppose so. You know, I tried to tell them no.
Get a real job.
But they're doing it anyway,
Yeah.
you know.
Along with the classic Honky Tonk, Texas fabulous Flashback. We'll also showcase the Southeast Texas debut of Nick Smith's brand new music video as our Rougeaux's music clip of the week direct from Nashville.
Hey y'all, Nick Smith, right here at King of the Road. My brand new single and video is coming up, Cold Beer Town. Check it out.
Plus, John Cessac will be back in the Royal Spotlight.
King of the Road. Howdy, friends, and welcome to the Jim King of the TV show, Southeast Texas' premier entertainment destination. I'm Jim King of the Road, and you're watching the best little TV show in Texas. For the ultimate country music experience across the Golden Triangle and around the world, tune into King's Country Internet Radio. Streaming worldwide from Beaumont, Texas, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Take the King's Country Challenge. Listen after your favorite FM station, satellite channel, or streaming service, and you'll hear the difference immediately. From legendary country icons to today's hottest rising stars, it's all killer, no filler. Plus King's classic clips featuring highlights from our viral shorts and reels.
In less than 100 years, radio has come a long, long way. We've gone from this to this.
Alexa, play King's Country on TuneIn.
King's Country from TuneIn.
And this. Now you can stream us everywhere.
Listen anytime on your computer, smartphone, smart speaker, or Bluetooth-enabled ride through TuneIn, iTunes, Live 365, or at kingscountry.net. And be sure to catch the Jim King of the Radio show weekdays at midday, packed with great music, memories, interviews, and plenty of fun.
Now ride shotgun with me down Highway 90 in Beaumont as we spotlight Lone Star State legend Ray Wylie Hubbard.
Extra large and turbocharged. It's the King of the Road show.
Oh, hi, go to the time.
One man has the power to take you behind the scenes. Jim King of the Road.
Jim King of the Road.
John D. Graham, he never been to Birmingham. Makes his living with an old lap slide. He's gonna take Willie for a pony ride. Let it rain, let it pour. I ain't gonna stud the war no more. If you got a mind to, you can sing. If you got a body, shake that thing now. Darcy DeVille, and she's sweeter than a whiskey still. She got a fiddle and she got a bow. She plays barefooted with painted toes. Now, let it rain, let it pour. I ain't gonna study war no more. If you got a mind to, you can sing. If you got a body, shake that thing. A young man can sing them blues. He don't ever tie his shoes. Let it rain or let it pour. I ain't gonna study war no more. If you got a mind to, you can sing. If you got a body, shake that thing. Mary goes Shay. She writes all night, she sleeps all day. The damnedest thing I ever seen was that woman in a limousine. Let it rain, let it pour.
Ray Wylie Hubbard. Welcome back to Beaumont. here at Corville's. Big Rich, as you came back for the cooking, I know you did.
This is a wonderful, wonderful gig. It's one of my favorite gigs because you eat great, and the audience here is very appreciative, and they're very aware of music, very knowledgeable about what you do. So it's one of my favorite gigs. I'm glad to be back.
And Big Rich can cook.
He can. I think that's one of the incentives. Incentives is to come down here and play music and eat.
It's Ray Wylie Hubbard, originally from Rougeaux, Oklahoma.
Yeah, moved down.
Southeastern Oklahoma.
Yeah, I was up there. I was born up in that area. We moved to Dallas when I was about, about 8 or 9 years old, and got into music in high school with
Michael Martin Murphy.
Michael Murphy. Well, I knew him when he just was Michael Murphy.
Okay.
Later on, he got the middle name when he became a cowboy poet. And I went to high school with him. Got involved in folk music at that time, and been doing it ever since.
You went up to New Mexico and wrote Up Against the Wall, Redneck Mother.
Well, I did that. The song that refuses to die.
1973, Jerry Jeff Walker covered that. Kind of, that is sort of your signature song, isn't it?
Well, for a long period of time, that was the only thing I was known for, which was kind of unusual. You go to a place and they say, play Redneck Mother, and I play Redneck Mother, and so here's another song I wrote, and they go, play Redneck Mother again. But now it kind of fits in the arsenal very well, because I've got some other songs that I feel are as strong, and I still pull it out and do it, and the audience seems to like it. But it's really nice to not to be known just for that song. Now I've kind of got the other songs now that, so I still do it, but I have fun with it.
Ramona likes malt liquor and a band from Wales that was called The Alarm. She said she cried when they broke up. She still plays the records at the Snake Farm. Snake Farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Getting into it now. Sometimes Ramona calls me up and says, come on down here, it's getting warm. And she runs everybody off, and we, Snake Farm. Snake Farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, it pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Ooh, help me now. I said Snake Farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, it pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Still to come, we'll bring you the Southeast Texas debut of Nick Smith's latest music video as a Rougeaux's Music Clip of the Week from Nashville.
Hey y'all, Nick Smith, right here at King of the Road. My brand new single and video is coming up, Cold Beer Town. Check it out.
We'll also roll out a Honky Tonk, Texas fabulous flashback and shine the royal spotlight on singer-songwriter John Cessac. Up next, we'll wrap up our exclusive with Lone Star State legend Ray Wylie Hubbard.
You're cruising in the King's Caddy.
King of the road.
King of the Road Productions does top quality 3-camera high definition concert shoots. If you've got an area band, what are you waiting for? Hire us and we'll meet you at the venue of your choice to tape up to an hour of your group's live performance with 3 Canon HD cameras and an audio hookup through the soundboard. You'll have access to all the exclusive footage and permission to use it for promotional purposes. As an added bonus, your band will be featured on the King of the Road Show HD. For more information, call 409-748-9689 or email jim@jimkingoftheroad.com.
Since Tina Bean started 5-Star Feeds in Port Arthur over 24 years ago, it's always been a friendly neighborhood store, kind of like the general store of the good old days.
I think so. I try to be like it used to be. When I was young, going to feed stores and everything, it's, when people come in here, I want them to feel like they're walking into my house, where they feel welcome. So we try to keep it like that.
5-Star Feeds in Port Arthur, Texas.
I don't take this guitar out a lot. I never fly it. I never take it out of the house, very rarely. It was actually my grandfather's guitar, and he wasn't much of a guitar player. He got it from some guy back in the 50s who was traveling through, and he would play like Wildwood Flower on it or under the Double Eagle. But I was a little kid, and I'd see this guitar, and I'd say, Grandpa, let me play that guitar. And I'd go, no, you can't play that guitar. You can't play a man's guitar unless he gives you permission. You just can't go over and pick it up. And I said, well, Grandpa, let me play it. And he'd go, no, you can't play it. And I guess he was trying to teach me to respect other people's property or something, but he never would let me play it. And even after I got older, and I guess it'll be 31 years come April. I was out in I was out in L.A., out in California. My grandmother called, so you need to get up here. Granddad's not doing well. His health's failing. So I drove from L.A. back up to Paris, Texas, where they were living at the time, and it took me like 38 hours, and I got up there, and my grandmother came out and said, glad you're here. Your granddad's dying. He's been asking about you, going, where's Ray? Where's Ray? He wants to talk to you about that old guitar. And I went in there, and he was on his deathbed, and he sold it to me. Which I feel terrible. I feel terrible to this day. To this day, I feel terrible that I wrote him a hot check. So we'll discuss my family more a little later than I know. So anyhow, song about roosters. No matter what time you get home, you know, get home 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, they don't know that. They're going to crow when the sun comes up. And you can't teach them to be a rock and roll rooster. It crows at the crack of noon. That's just the way they are. So anyhow, song about my rooster. A rooster crows at dawn. A rooster crows at dawn. He don't do nothing when the dark come on. That don't seem right. It just don't seem right. The bird ought to say something about it getting night. I ain't the criminal kind. I ain't the criminal kind, no. I just do a little pilfering from time to time. His outside muscle show. His outside muscle show. I was crawling out of when I got shot full of holes.
It's Ray Wylie Hubbard, a Texas legend. We've had a few of them on the show, and you're right up there with the rest of them. And you're really one of the founders of the whole Texas country music scene.
Well, there was the time back there what they call kind of outlaw country, progressive country in Austin. You know, Willie Nelson left Nashville and moved back to Austin, and Jerry Jeff and Michael Murphy. And so it was kind of progressive country because it was country based, but then all of a sudden kind of folk music came in and brought the integrity of the lyrics, but then there was this kind of deep groove of rock and roll. So it was new and progressive, and the audience was a big part of it too. That whole, you know, kind of the cosmic cowboy thing was happening, you know, long hair and cowboy boots. And so it was a fun time, but the music really was, it was based on, you know, good songs. You know, all those guys, Murphy, Willie, Jerry Jeff, Rusty Weir, they all wrote great songs, and I think that was the thing that really, you know, started it. That was the foundation for it, to write good songs.
A couple decades later, we still have we have a whole new generation of guys that were affected by your trailblazing back in the early 70s.
I suppose so. You know, I tried to tell them no.
Get a real job.
But they're doing it anyway, you know. But yeah, it's really fun for me, you know, to hang out and write with guys like Hayes Carl and Slade Cleaves, and so it, you know, it's nice to see that there's the guys like that. It's still the importance of good songwriting.
King of the Road.
Here comes this week's Honky Tonk Texas Fabulous Flashback.
So there's a guy that comes into this IHOP. He said, and breakfast time, the woman says, what can I do for you? He said, I'd like to order some breakfast. She said, what'd you like? He said, well, I'd like some coffee. I want it black. I want it not just black, I want it burnt black. She said, okay. I said, what else would you like? She said, I'd like some eggs. I'd like them burnt black, burnt black. I said, how about some hash browns? She said, black. I want them burnt black. So she brings them out there. It's all just charcoal on this plate. She says, is there anything else I can do for you? He says, yeah, can you sit down there and nag at me for a little while? Thank you very much. I'm just throwing it out for the clown guy, man.
King of the Road.
That was this week's Honky Tonk Texas Fabulous Flashback.
The Texas honky tonk. There's no place like home.
Since 2008, Honky Tonk Texas and Silsbee, Texas has featured a steady stream of the very best in local, regional, and national touring bands. Pack up your posse and boot scoot over to Honky Tonk Texas for great concerts, dancing, drinking, and dining. Of course, steak night is every Thursday, and don't forget about the Honky Tonk Grill. Visit them online at facebook.com/honkytonktx and at honkytonktexas.us. Honky Tonk Texas and Silsbee has been entertaining Southeast Texas since 2008. Where have you been?
Cold beer town, raising up high. Cold beer town under American skies. From Caribbees to Crims, we're doing just fine. Life tastes better in a cold beer town. King of the road.
Howdy, folks. Jim King of the Road here. I got a special guest, and this topic is right up my alley. It's Cold Beer Town is the name of the song. We've got the writer, Nick Smith, on the line. Good to see you, Nick.
Hey, yeah, good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Enjoy the video. It's kind of a boogie-woogie rockin' song with a little bit of traditional sound as well. I hear some fiddle there.
Yes, sir. There were so many great songs of the 90s, like Beat Scootin' Boogie and I Left Something Turned On at Home. Just all kinds of great, get out of your seat kind of songs. And I felt like country music needed one of those again. So I wrote a song called Cold Beer Town, and we tried to, put a little something into it so you get on the dance floor.
And I hear you were inspired by a place in Wisconsin. I know up there they drank a lot of beer. I lived there when I was a kid, and I used to see the adults indulge. But beer's a hot topic there in Wisconsin. The cheeseheads love to drink a little beer, huh?
Yes, sir. They do. Years ago, I met some people here in Nashville from Wisconsin. They were here just coming to Nashville to see the city for the first time. And to make a really long story short, we all kind of became friends, and they would come back all the time. And eventually they invited me to come up there and play a show for, a bar up there. And yeah, needless to say, they do a lot of drinking up there. A lot more than we do down here, I'll tell you that.
Nashville-based singer-songwriter Nick Smith on the line by Zoom from Nashville. You've been writing songs for a long time, and I was interested to see that you've even written with the late, great Joe Diffie and a singer that's sat right in this big king chair right here. Jeff Bates has been by the house, so you've written with Jeff too, huh?
Yes, sir. Through the years, my path has crossed some people that have not only been awesome to write with, but heroes, if you will, of mine. I'm going to tell my age here, but I was born in the 80s, so I grew up loving 90s country music. And so like Joe Diffie and then early 2000s, Jeff Bates, that was college years. I mean, both of those guys were, guys I grew up, listening to their music. They were both instrumental in what I perceived as country music. So to have a chance to, to do something with them was really cool. Quick Joe Diffie story, if I may. I didn't even know I was going to write with Joe Diffie on the particular day I met Joe. And Galen Griffin wrote Countryman, Luke Bryan, If She's Lonely Now, She Won't Be Lonely Long, Clay Walker. He's had a bunch of hits, like big hits. He's like, man, I got a guy I want you to meet. I think he can help you finish this song you're writing. I said, okay, great. Well, it was Joe Diffie. And so I was already kind of like, oh my God, I'm at Joe Diffie's house. But then the real kicker for me was when we were writing the song, he started singing it. And I was like, that's when I was like, okay, that's Joe Diffie, Yeah. But when he started singing, I was like, dog, man, I'm at Joe Diffie's house. That was just so cool to experience that for the first time.
Here's Nick Smith in Cold Beer Town as our Rougeau's music clip of the week, direct from Nashville.
neon stars to glow. Hancock boys are rolling in. Time to start this show. Slugger's bars are rocking. You can hear it down the street. Bush light in our hands, yeah, the boys and me. Cold beer town, raising up high. Cold beer town under American skies. From Caribbees to Crims, we're doing just fine. Life tastes better in a cold beer town. Dance floor is loaded, jukebox shaking the floor. Old friends, same stories that everybody knows. Silvercrest is awaiting when the sun sinks low. Gundy in the squad car on county roads. Cold beer town, raise them up high. Cold beer town under American skies. From Caribbees to Crims, we're doing just fine. Life tastes better in a cold beer town. Clicking hotties all around. This is how we roll, bartender, another round. Cold beer town, raise them up high. Cold beer town under American skies. From Caribbees to Crims, we're doing just fine. Life tastes better in a cold beer town. Oh, life tastes better in this cold beer town.
Take a short drive from the Golden Triangle to one of Southeast Texas' best-kept secrets, Rougeaux, located at 1525 Highway 365 in Nome. Call ahead for reservations at 781-1411. Dine inside or kick back under their covered patio. Rougeaux's menu features crab cakes topped with Gulf shrimp and pontchartrain sauce, some of the best crawfish around, the delicious Maria salad topped with Norwegian salmon, or the Rougeaux burger, half-pound Heartland Akaushi Wagyu patty with all the fixins on a toasted bun. Hope to see you and your family soon at Rougeaux in Nome.
Up next, singer-songwriter John Cessac will be on the King Chair and in the Royal Spotlight.
King of the Road.
King of the Road Productions does top quality 3-camera high definition concert shoots. If you've got an area band, what are you waiting for? Hire us and we'll meet you at the venue of your choice to tape up to an hour of your group's live performance with 3 Canon HD cameras and an audio hookup through the soundboard. You'll have access to all the exclusive footage and permission to use it for promotional purposes. As an added bonus, your band will be featured on the King of the Road Show HD. For more information, call 409-748-9689 or email Jim at jimkingoftheroad.com.
Well, there's a wave breaking across the dawn. 1,000 miles miles more don't seem all that long. The road's a line from south around Mexico, where the Gulf's waves break upon that Texas shore. The voice of God thundered in my dreams. Go west, young son, till you reach the sea. So saddled up and rode out with the dawn, and I left behind everything that I call home. The son of Austin, when are you ever gonna learn? Son of Austin, when are you ever gonna learn? You never find what lies ahead if you're looking for all those things you left behind. So rode the days and slept in the nights, in the moon set in my face for an evening light. Never knowing where the road might end. Sometimes today can be a man's own friend. Son of Austin, when are you ever gonna learn? Son of Austin, when are you ever gonna learn? Never find what lies ahead if you're looking for all those things you've left behind. Well, there's a wave breaking across the dawn, 1,000 miles more don't seem all that long.
I guess we're ready to rock.
Oh, hail to the king.